up, guys? It's Adana. Welcome to the Alphazondeck podcast. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh my god. I already know how this podcast is gonna go. It's gonna be
Hey, I'm mature and I'm ready.
Hello everyone. Adeno here. Just a quick disclaimer. Alphas on Deck podcast doesn't take itself too seriously, so we're gonna be a little loose with the topics. If you have anything you want to discuss, just discuss it in a comment, but please be a little respectful, we're not trying to create any bias wars or like fandom wars or anything like that. So keep it loose. Be respectful. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the Alphas on Deck podcast. This episode on the deck, we have a new co-host, Pengu, and a
Hello.
special guest, Nai on with us. Pengu, your first time host. It's literally the second episode that it doesn't really matter. But you wanna
My first time ever co-hosting on another on a podcast, so
Yeah, there you go. It's
bit
it's
of
an
nerves today.
experience. Put it on your resume. Um
I will. I'll put it on my resume. I'll tell my manager tomorrow that not tomorrow, the day after, what I've done, and maybe I can leverage that for more money for XG.
There you go. There you go. That's how it
There you
works. Um, then I just want to do a quick shout out to our Discord. So the Alphas on Deck Discord is live currently. Not a lot of people in there right now. That's cool. Whatever, whatever. Jake's our mod. There's also the OGA Discord for like the general Alphas community. I highly recommend. It's a lot of fun in there. And then
Yeah, join us.
also, wait, what?
Join us.
Yeah, join
Be
us,
one of
join
us.
us. Be one of us. Also shout out to Pedro for making the overlay for this episode. We just want to give a shout out to him. He gave me a lot of work worth of like different overlay options, and I was not expecting it after one episode, which was, interesting. But yeah, let's go ahead. Pengu, do you have anything to say real quick about like yourself or anything?
Um, I guess when did I start this journey into XG, and how did I come to this point where I'm co-hosting on an XG podcast?
What the hell
And I
happened?
had, yeah, what the hell happened in my life where I was just at a cafe like maybe 3 hours ago with my friend, and he's like, "Do you want to keep chilling?" And I'm like, "No, I have to go home for an XG podcast that I'm co-hosting." And he was like, "Okay," and I'm like, "Well, no judgment." Uh, what? Yeah, I saw I guess Jurin and Cocona doing the nothing uh rap,
Mhm.
and then that led me to I think left right, love that. And then shooting star was the one that really hit it home for me because it was talking about the millennial life. It was talking about how like you're trying so hard and you're shooting stars in the dark, and hit a little bit of trauma there, so they got me right there in my trauma, so
Trauma
here I
bonding.
am. Yeah, trauma bonding, that's what gets me, so I'm here forever now.
We're here to trauma bond.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
really honestly that's like half the podcast. So yeah,
Yeah.
Talking about our trauma. I thought we weren't supposed to talk about our
I
trauma.
said it in the pre warm up, but I think we can fit it in. I think it's fine. It's fine.
I
Whoa.
break. Mama. Does
All
anyone
right.
get that?
So first off, our friendly guest, our friendly gay Spider-Man, Nine Go Go, is here today. Just kind of want to go over, what got you into XG. Like we talked about, Pengu just now. What was your, I really like this group moment.
So my story of how I got into XG, I was streaming. I do stream on Twitch. Don't look me up. Um, and I do have a song redeem request, which is like a channel point request. And someone redeemed Left Right by XG, and that was maybe like March of this year. No, well, this year's 2024. It was March of last year.
Do you
So
know who
March.
that person is?
Yes,
Do
I
you know?
do, and I actually like. I had one of my mods go through my chat logs and find. Yes, because yeah, I
Are
had
they
my
on
mod.
Are they on the OGA Discord?
No, they're actually not. I can message them and see if they want to join, but
If they are, we owe them a toaster, Adeno.
oh,
Oh,
I
okay.
Or yeah.
yes, toast to crap, what's his name?
You for
Aderic. His
Adder
name is Aderic. That's his handle. But
handle.
yes, toast to Aderic. Thank you very much.
He recruited.
Yes, so huge
They
shout out
recruited.
to Aderic. Yes. So they redeemed Left Right by XG. I was just playing it, I was doing my little keyboard thing. I was like soldering, whatever. And I wasn't really paying attention to the song because I know like people like request songs and sometimes I don't really like pay attention. But I was like, damn, I really F with this, like, I really F with this.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, I can't cuss, but and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is really good. So I think after stream, I just kind of like looked into them again. I was like, oh my gosh, this song is so good. And it's like left, right. I think a lot of people got into actually through like shooting star left, right era,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah, for sure.
kind of basic of me, but it's funny because I follow like K-pop kind of news and pages, right? But I had no idea about XG. Like that was the first time XG, the words XG, the concept of them like ever came to my mind. I was like, where have they been this entire time? Like no one is talking about them. None of these K-pop sites are really talking about XG.
Hmm.
So I was kind of bummed out like, oh my gosh, I discovered them so late and they're amazing. And I just love when groups do like R&B concepts. That
Hmm.
is what actually
Yes.
got me into K-pop in the first place. And I know there's a mashup of Bad Boy and Left Right. Bad Boy from
Oh.
Red Velvet and Left Right. Yeah, it's so good because the songs they have that din 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 and then it's like din 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 din. It's like very very
You
similar
gotta
the
you
songs.
gotta drop that link
Yeah, no, yeah,
later.
yeah, I'll send it to y'all. But Bad Boy by Red Velvet was what got me into K-pop in the first place because I always thought like K-pop was like, oh, it's very like bubblegummy and stuff. But
Hmm.
when I listened to like Bad Boy, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like really really good R&B. So that's what got me into K-pop in the first place. And then Left Right was what got me into XG. It's just so funny seeing the parallels between the
Hmm.
songs. I really love a good R&B song. So that's kind of how my journey of how I got into XG.
So for you got into K-pop via Red Velvet, or was that like another group? Because I know a lot
Yeah,
of people are like second gen entries and stuff like that. So.
yeah, so I grew up in, like Asia. So I was born in Taiwan and I lived in Shanghai for a while. So like obviously I think K-pop was big there before it was big in the West, right? But growing up I knew of K-pop. People would perform K-pop at talent shows, but I never really got into it.
Hmm.
Um and then it was in 2019 when I started getting into K-pop. And funny enough, I actually didn't get into K-pop for the music. It was for the style. And I was looking at like at that time I was like trying to find my like kind of individual style. And I was looking at a lot of like
You have
male K-pop idols.
old pictures of yourself?
Oh yeah, I do. My hair was like longer. And then when I started looking at like these male K-pop idols and their styles, like I really want to try out that like shorter hair look. So I really started
Hmm.
looking at their fashion first. I really started getting into the music. And for me, I was familiar with EXO, so I started listening to EXO and BTS, and then like really, really got hooked into Red Velvet because at that point, one of my friends was really into K-pop. Like she'd gone to like BTS concerts. She was also really into like Twice and Red Velvet, and I was
Hmm.
like, I'm really interested in learning more about it because I mean, it seems cool. So we kind of just talked about it a bit more and then kind of just fell into the whole of Red Velvet. And that was the first group that I like really, really was obsessed with. I mean, like, XG's only the second group. I've never been this into a group since Red Velvet. But yeah, Red Velvet was the first group. I have like a whole shrine, like Red Velvet shrine. It's not in this room. This is my XG shrine room, but I have a Red Velvet shrine room.
Is this
Um,
your main room though? Is this your main room?
Yeah, this is like my stream room. This is my stream room.
Okay.
My own place, and my Red Velvet Shrine is at that place. But this is like I'm at my parents right now, so this is my XG Shrine room. But yeah, though like two groups, actually very very similar. In I see a lot of similarities between the two
Hmm.
groups in terms of like their R&B concept is like core to their identity, right? Like hip hop R&B is very very like core to their identity. So yeah, I don't remember what the question was, but there, what
Well,
the
I mean,
question
like
was.
with like Red Velvet though, Red Velvet also takes like a lot of risks with some of their songs too. And I feel like
Yeah,
XG kind of like with the new DNA album, they did kind of a little similar. Like TGIF was kind of like unexpected. Even New Dance was pretty unexpected, and that was a bop. Like both of those
yeah.
were. So like they have little similarities here or there about,
Mhm.
you know, it makes sense.
And I think that's why I'm so into XG because I'm like, oh my gosh, they're one of the first groups I've seen that's like really does great R&B, and everyone knows like Red Velvet, like their whole concept, like Red is like pop, and then Velvet is like their R&B kind of
Mm-hmm.
concept. That's like
Sultry.
really core to their identity, and XG as well. So when I found XG, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the group I've been waiting for since Red Velvet, and I still really love Red Velvet.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it's just kind of was perfect that XG came along.
Yeah. I was never a K-pop person. I listened to it. A lot of friends that listen to it. I mean, I'm in Toronto, so a lot of and like just a lot of K-pop around me and a lot of people who love K-pop, but just never really got into it. It's funny. I was listening to IVE, and that's how I got recommended to listen to Nothing, right, with
Mm.
Cocona and Jurin. And then I was like, what are these two girls rapping on the beat? Whoa, right? Because I love my rap, I love my hip hop, I love my R&B. And then they hit me with the R&B with Left Right, and I was like, "Oh, this is
Suck
like
you
hitting
in.
me in a nostalgia, right?" And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
then Shooting Star, and I was like, "Wow, that's a especially right at the beginning where they go dun 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 dun,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, that is an earworm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just this is my first, I guess, like foray into being a K-pop fan, though I don't say this I wouldn't say this is K-pop, it's X-pop, right? Or
X
whatever
pop.
Simon says it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even though it's
it's whatever you
K-pop.
want it to be. Honestly, it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. Um, do you? So, Pengu, you don't have a bias, right?
I
You,
say I don't.
yeah, you say you don't, but you do.
He does.
I'm
He does.
OT7.
Yeah, OT. Yeah,
OT7 for
I mean, I
life.
say the same
I
thing, and
love
then I
them
converted
so
Juria
much.
recently, so um,
Yeah.
I gotta
Hey,
fight
Juria?
Nine Nine.
receipts of her saying she leans Jurin. Okay, so
Yeah, okay, there you go,
I
there you go.
lean Jurin only because I'm just like, Jurin, you just got you just got something to you. But
Hmm.
I love Cocona. I love like every one of them. If they whoever is in my face the most, suddenly I love
Yeah,
you.
Mhm.
But
they're
it
all just bias breakers.
cycles. Yeah, it just cycles through. Like because Jurin's getting a lot of screen time, I'm like Jurin, right? But like I love Cocona because she's like just a baby. She's
She's a
just a
baby,
baby.
but she's like a
She's such a badass. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to be her when I grow up, and I'm 26, and I want to be Coconut when I grow up. She's just so cool and like so mature and just like so much wisdom. I was like, I
Hmm.
was a freaking
Her blogs.
dumbass when I was 18. Like, I didn't know what. Like, she's just so cool, so
No,
cool.
I just like watching her in the background when she's like quiet and she's not saying anything, but like her eyes,
Yeah,
she's just
right.
like I'm planning stuff
Scheming.
and scheming and nobody knows and I'm gonna get these girls.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, oh, I can't wait. Um, but yeah, I don't really have a bias. I have a slight lean towards Jurin,
Do you have
but
like
I'm OT7.
a certain type of person that you typically would bias? Because like a Nine I said before that she leans towards like cute vocalist types, right?
Hmm. Actually, liking Jurin would track because I like my leaders, right?
Mm.
I like the ones that take care
You
of
like
everybody
authority.
else.
Mhm.
Hey, whoa,
Whoa,
Hey,
whoa.
you why are you exposing me like that?
You're like I had to go tell my boss earlier.
um, I don't know. I just like people that are like competent. Oh my God, I am. My work life has like just taken over my personal life.
Oh.
Yeah, I like competence, and I just like I don't know. I know what I like. You know how sometimes you
Hmm.
just see and
You
you're
just
just like,
know.
I like them.
You got to
Mhm.
see it,
Yeah.
and you're like, that's
I
it.
don't have like a vocalist
It's
type. Like I
Jurin.
love,
Like, come on, it's
It's
Jurin.
Jurin. It's Jurin.
yeah,
I have
it's
this theory
Burin.
that like everyone has a bias, and like Jurin is just like it's a given that she
Yeah.
is like everyone. Like, it's freaking Jurin. Okay,
Because
Yeah,
so
like you watch Shooting Star, like the music video, and you're like,
girl, that
yeah,
girl.
yeah,
and
that
OT.
girl.
left, right? Oh my god, can we talk about the iconic Chiju looks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That they were actually my first biases, like, cause when you just open that scene and you see like I got what
The
you want, and then Chisa coming in when she's like
colors.
in that chair,
the,
she's like
the the
hit the side
yellow
emoji.
furry hands.
Yeah, the
Literally,
colors, just like the texture of
it
that
was
music video
iconic.
was beautiful. And
Oh.
Chisa actually, like, if we're going to go over by OT7, Chisa reminds me of one of my friends in Kansai in Japan. Fully Kansai girl, so like West Side forever. Whenever I hear Chisa talk when she's like acting the fool, I'm
Hmm.
like, yo, that is my friend. That's my friend in Japan. That's my best friend in Japan. Freaking
Mhm.
hilarious. So love Chisa. I could go through all of them. You don't want me to do that.
I mean, we'll get to that later on in the podcast anyway. Um, so real quick, both Pengu and I haven't been to an event, like any like showcase or anything like that. No HITCs for us. Unfortunately, there's
Mhm.
none in Canada. There's none where I live.
Mhm.
Nina, you went to Japan for the
Yes, I
showcase.
did.
You
Mhm.
shelled out the big bucks, and
I
then
did.
went. Met a bunch of people there. You want to talk about your experience?
We
Yeah,
saw the
so
videos.
what
The
When we
famous
saw the videos.
karaoke videos.
oh my god. Okay, so like actually, so my family had already been planning like some kind of family trip just because I hadn't seen my grandma in a while and we were planning on going to like Japan or Korea. And the timing was perfect because I was like, hey, well, XG's doing their showcase in Japan in like the time that we wanted to like go to that area anyway. So I was like, let's go to Japan. Like, so XG was kind of what, like, it's kind of a mix of both. It's like family, and then we picked Japan because of XG. And
Wait, is
I
it we picked Japan because of XG, or is it you picked
Well,
Japan because
okay,
of
okay,
XG?
I mean, I went
She had
with
the
my mom and
PowerPoint
my sister.
Aha,
presentation.
aha.
I went with my mom, but, like, they wanted to go to Japan as well, cause like,
Girl, why you stuttering? Why
I
you
mean,
stuttering?
okay, I it would be really cause my mom it was, like, kind of like my mom kinda paid for our, like, flight and stuff, so she has to have, like, also wanted to, like, go,
Hmm.
but she also won the lottery with me, so I joined the lottery for me and my mom, and I won the first round lottery. And then so yeah, and then I added to global tours afterwards. So I did go to the showcase with my mom. So when we want those tickets, we are like, okay, we're
Is your
definitely going to
mom in
Japan.
Alpha too?
Well, she was at the showcase. I would say she is an alpha. She knows all of their names because I made her remember them. I watch XG videos with her. I basically just have it on in the living room. I'm like, who's that? I was like, "Who's that?" And she's like, "I know who that is. That's Chisa. Like, I already know. You don't have to keep testing me." But yes, I would say she's an alpha. So when she first kind of got into Exy, she's like, "Oh, I really like Jurin. Like, she looks
Hmm.
very unique. Like, everyone is, when you first
Jurin.
see Exy,
No
Jurin is like, oh
matter
my god,
who you are, it's Jurin first.
yeah." It's and then when she went to the showcase, Chisa is just so funny, and she was like, "Who's that girl?" Like, I really like was that Chisa that was being really funny? Because we were just
Hmm.
talking about after the showcase. She was like, "Yeah, like I really like Chisa." So she's like a Chisa fan now.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, so the showcase was amazing. I got to see them at rehearsal. So while we were waiting in line, while we were waiting in line to like get our little wristbands. So because we got wristbands for like the rehearsal, I was putting on my squirrel costume. So I actually brought a which took up like a big part of my luggage because of how thick it was.
Hmm.
So I put on a flying squirrel costume, went into the rehearsal, and all the members saw me, and I just had my little hoodie on with the squirrel face, and I was doing hearts with Juria. And that was like one of the most amazing moments I had because I was like, that's the first time I've seen XG, and like the first time you see them and you get that kind of interaction, it was just crazy. It's something that I won't forget. And I know Jurin also saw me and was like laughing, and Maya was also laughing. So that was amazing. And of course the showcase was incredible. The globals people kind of got all seated in different areas. So it wasn't like all the globals people were in the front or like had the best seats, right? We're all
Hmm.
kind of like spread out. But it was amazing when they came out with X Gene.
Oh yeah.
That shook me to my core. Like that shook me to my core and just
Xgene with the choreo.
oh my
Chef's kiss.
gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
I was just screaming the entire time, and the concert etiquette in Japan is very different from the concert etiquette in the US, right?
For sure.
I feel like maybe people were like judging me, but I was like, dude, I flew all the way here to see. This is my first time seeing Exi. I'm gonna lose my shit, right? You can bleep that. But I was like, I lost my shit. Like because I took some recordings and I went
Keep
back
it
and
in, Adeno. Keep it in.
yeah, and I listened to the recordings. It was just like chicken screaming like, dude, I was like, "Oh my god, I screamed that loud." I feel so bad for the people around me, but it's such an amazing experience, and seeing just like my first time being around Alphas was amazing. Um, and I don't know how much you want me to talk about just like the showcase or like after the showcase or
I mean, you can talk about like the
yeah,
like meeting people, because like obviously you went there and like a lot of people is like especially from OGA Discord went to, and
yeah.
then you also met like a lot of the J Alphas there, and
Mhm,
probably other
mhm.
global ones too. So
Yeah, so
I'm interested in the global alphas too because we know OGA,
hmm
right?
mhm,
I think we'll talk about them, but like the J alphas, we don't know any. I don't feel like we know any of them because
mhm,
they're not really in the Discord. And
mhm.
then the global ones are even further outside of our circle,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
right?
the only J alphas I really knew before I went to the showcase was Takasu
Takesu, I
because
saw
we
that.
played Fortnite together in the server. So yeah, it was amazing meeting Takasu because he like took a train in from Osaka to see them. So that
Mm,
was it was really nice seeing like a Fortnite teammate there. But really like after the showcase was when I really got to interact with the J Alphas. So after the showcase, one of J Alpha's Storms had planned this karaoke party thing. So we all went to karaoke after the showcase. It was kind of like later at night. So there were a bunch of J alphas there, and then there was like the global, like international alphas. So global alphas, J alphas, and we kind of like sat in our own like the global alphas were in like one area, and like the J alphas were in one area. But it was also just so sweet because they did a roll call for everyone there, which is really nice because you get to put like their yeah. So they did a roll calls, and the J alphas were first, and it was so funny seeing like for example, they read a name and then you're like, "Oh, hi, it's me." Like, and then all the JFLs was like, "Oh my gosh, that's you." Like, we interact on Twitter every day. It's like, "Oh my gosh," it's like so like they were also like seeing each other for the first
oh
time,
wow.
right? So it was really amazing seeing that, and then they did the roll call for the global alphas. So it was just so nice seeing everyone, and it's just like there were younger fans and older fans, like fans of all genders. Like it was just like it's crazy that like XG is able to unite so many people from so many different backgrounds, like international people flying in, people of all different ages. So it was really amazing. And karaoke was so much fun. The iconic karaoke video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was I mean, do you want me to talk about that right now? Kind of like
Yeah, you can talk about
karaoke?
it. You can, cause like we're about to transition into Team Feral, so
Okay.
Team F. So you
Yeah.
can talk about it.
Yeah, so Team Feral is me, Kayla, aka Chisa Bucksroll, number one Chisa fan, BG, and Gaki, all Feral Jurin stands. So I got to karaoke a bit earlier than them because they were staying at the same hotel. But I remember when Kayla walked into the karaoke room because she won the send off and she was like, "I touched Chisa's hand. I touched Chisa's," and I was like, "What? What?" But like apparently during the send off, you're not supposed to like touch them. But Chisa had like reached out and like grabbed her hand because she's like has seen her so many times, and
hmm
that was really like the first time I really interacted with like Team Feral. I mean, I saw them kind of during the showcase in line, but we didn't really sit together. So that was like the first time I really got to like hang out with them was at karaoke.
Wanted
So
to
I
say
remember like
that those are
yeah,
like regular rules where it's like you can't touch them, but they can touch you,
yeah, I guess so.
right?
Like I mean, Chisa was the one that initiated it,
Yeah.
so like
As long as they initiate, it's fine. Where are
mhm,
those rules from? Where do we learn them from? We're not gonna say because we
yeah,
all know where they're from.
yeah. But I remember doing karaoke. Like no one was doing karaoke, and I had like a few drinks in me. I was like, we gotta turn this shit on. Like, let's put on Shooting Star. And I was just like, everything I do, I do it. And there's like clips of me on like on Twitter, just like me like yelling. Like I'm sure It was just so much fun.
Yeah,
And
we
I was
watched
actually
you.
wearing this shirt. What? Sorry?
We group watched you on
Yeah,
Discord.
Oh
We
we
were
my
like,
god,
watched.
oh,
"Hey,
Yeah,
did you did you
oh
hear
my
about Nine Eyes karaoke time?" And we're like, "Yo, let's put that on.
oh
Let's put
my
it on
god,
and group
no,
watch
I
it."
didn't know y'all watched it. Oh my god.
it's so good.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then so when I was doing left right, Kayla came up with me and we're doing the karaoke for left right. And like I think it was on Kayla posted on her story. I don't know who was I think it may have been Gaki that was recording it. So I took that recording and I remember um like when they were in the chat room, it was on different days, but like Chisa saw it and replied because I sent that in the comment room. She was like, "Oh my gosh, like number one." She said number one. And then Maya also saw it and was like, "Oh my gosh, y'all are on fire." So both both Chisa and
Maya is
Maya
like
would
the
be
best.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is just crazy. I can't believe that clip. Like they two members of XG, I've seen it. So yeah.
I mean, it's probably more. They just haven't commented on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that was amazing
I have
experience.
a sneaking suspicion that Kokona looks at almost everything and she
Hmm.
just doesn't say anything. She just watches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then
Uh,
when she does see people in real life, she'll look and she's like, "You, I know you, karaoke girl."
Yeah. I'm sure they like all know. Like it's just like depends on like whether or not they can comment on it or like
yeah.
say something. I mean, there's so many. They get so many messages. There's so much content. I think Kokona said that like she had been saving all the fan art everyone had been
Oh
sending in.
wow.
So even if she doesn't like comment on them, she like saves all of them. So that's really sweet. But I'm sure they see everything. I mean, they're
Hmm.
young adults,
Hmm.
teenagers. I mean,
I hope they don't see everything though.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
There's some stuff that we've
There's some
created.
stuff that they should not see. Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Team Feral, we can talk about Nine is the originator or one of the originators of the Gay Hour, aka DGen Hour, on the Discord.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
Where'd
Well,
the neighborhood
no.
go?
When I first joined the server, I was kind of like feeling it. I was like, I don't know if there's like other gay people in here where we can like talk about like just being gay. And then I don't even remember. I think it was either Jake or Gaki. No, I think it was Gaki. No, it was Gaki. I remember she was like, Jurin gaze me. And I was like, what? I was like, gaze you? Like, what is going on? And she just kept saying Jurin gaze me. And I was like, oh, okay, so we can talk about like
Yeah,
gay stuff, right? Like, um, so yeah, and then Jake, I don't think I even knew Jake was like queer or part of the LGBT community.
Jake's straight.
And yeah, Jake completely straight, the straightest person I
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
he's pretty straight.
Um,
He has
but
like 5 girlfriends, I heard.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of how it happened, and we kind of just had like rainbow hour where like there was just so many. There was like all as soon as like like Gaki said like Jern gays me, and we started talking about gay stuff. Like all the gays started coming out. It's like oh my gosh, you're gay, and like we were all just like oh my, there's so many gay people in the server,
Yeah.
and that's what I love about XG is like again bringing people in from different backgrounds and like people feel comfortable to share that part of themselves and like it's there K-pop has a lot of gay fans,
Hmm.
and I feel like I don't know, like, what kind of, like obviously, I haven't done a whole research paper on the psychological phenomenon between, like, K-pop and gay fans, but I think it's, like, something about, like, K-pop bringing people comfort
Yeah.
and, like, making people feel comfort in themselves, like, I don't know exactly what it is,
I
but
thought it
someone
was
a research paper.
I thought it was because of like the pageantry and the drama and like,
Oh, really?
beautiful costumes.
Oh,
No,
maybe.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I
But
mean,
that's what
that's possible because I got into K-pop because I was like, "Oh my gosh, look at their hair, look at how they dress, like, they look so nice." But, like, I mean, honestly, I have no idea, but there's a lot of gay K-pop fans, and I love that about how, like, people feel drawn to K-pop.
I
Um
just I just think that because like you look at Western culture too, where you have like a lot of gay fans of like the usual divas,
Hmm.
right? Like
mm,
Beyonce.
Yeah. Slay Queen.
Who do people like nowadays? God, I'm old.
Even like
Anyways,
I mean, like, in
yeah.
terms of, like, gay icons now,
not as there
like
I think
are, but we don't know who. Jake
like
has that
Troy
one guy that
Sivan.
he
I mean,
likes.
Troy I mean, but Troy's gay, so that's why,
Yeah. I
of
mean like
course,
even
like
like Vav. is like,
Oh,
but he's
a
also
lot
like gay
why?
apparently.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
a
like
lot
it's a lot of, but the thing is like artists are also like more openly like open
mhm,
about their sexualities now. Like
mhm,
Lil Nas X, he came out and was like, yeah, I'm gay by the way, you know.
mhm.
So it's stuff like that. It's like people are just more open about it now.
Kalani. How did we forget about Kalani?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Kalani.
Well, Kalani
Kalani,
yeah,
Kalani
Kalani
has a best friend,
Kalani
man.
iconic.
Kalani met XG.
Yeah, Kalani, all of them obsessed with Kalani. I'm, like,
Yeah.
trying to think in terms of, like, gay, like, gay
Beyonce, that's all I
icons.
can think of.
I mean, Beyonce, I mean, Lady Gaga,
Yeah,
obviously.
Lady
Gaga.
Gaga's like, but Lady Gaga's
Lady Gaga's
been
queer
here forever.
herself.
Yeah.
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 Hmm. It's been a while since I've listened to like Western music. I do, but like
I
I
don't even
don't
know if
think
Lady
about it.
Gaga has had music recently, so
No, I think she
Uh,
stopped and she started just like filming and doing.
oh
The
yeah.
only thing I can remember is that
Shallow.
yeah,
Mm.
shallow in the shadow.
Oh, I love that song. Such a good song. She did that at
um
karaoke time.
Speaking of gay,
Yes.
we're gonna transition into our one of our main topics, which is
Which is
gay
gay,
question mark. Um, but really, it's about gay panic, right?
Insert Harvey. Can you insert Harvey sticker
Yeah,
right
Harvey
here?
sticker.
One of the most used stickers.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's actually in my top like one or two stickers. It's crazy.
Sticker.
So like gay panic, it's not necessarily to mean that like, it's just gay people, right? Because like even during like the DGen hours, the gay hours we call them, a lot of people were actually straight. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of straight people like participating and like just talking, and it's like, oh, this person gays me. Like I'm not actually gay, but like this person gays me, you know?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
it was yeah. And then like
Yeah.
you go to concert and people would just like have a meltdown over
Yeah.
like their bias. So like
Mhm.
do y'all want to like go into like why that happens a little bit?
For me, okay, so this is kind of like what I've noticed about the fan base, right? Jurin has a lot of queer female fans,
Mhm.
and I think it's just because she is so cool and she kinda has that, like, short hair. She's, like, kind of like the tomboyish vibe in her, like, in
Well,
the group.
she
So
was
I
a
feel like that really
snowboarder and skateboarder.
Oh, yes, I
was
mean,
she?
like
Oh
Was she?
yeah,
I
I
didn't
found
know.
that out recently.
Every time a podcast is going to go on, someone's going to be like, "Oh, was she? Was she?" I don't know.
yeah, um, but I feel like Jurin, Chisa, and Harvey are, like, the gay attractors in
Mhm.
the group.
Yeah.
I think Harvey is, like, kind of I've noticed has a lot of, like, more gay male fans. I mean, Jake recently changed to Harvey, and that was like a whoa, like a big deal. But I think also Chisa too attracts a lot of female fans. Um, I mean, in terms of like why it happens, it's the homosexuality, sis. Like it's we're just gay. I mean, I feel like not to get into too much of like gay psychology, but I feel like in in spaces like OGA, right? Like you really get to connect with like a lot of other gay people. Whereas like in real life, if I go to like my job, there's like, I mean, most people are straight. I think everyone at my job is straight at my place. So it's kind of like an outlet. You feel safe to talk to people and just like fangirl over XG. So I feel like that's why we have those hours is because like when you go out to day-to-day life, it's very different. So kind of like all the gays kind of just like congregate
Mhm.
in those like Discord servers, and I think
Yes,
that's why it happened.
with the OGA Discord too, it's a pretty inclusive community. So we have our mix of like straight and queer people together, but everybody's kind of like we're brought together here by XG. We all love them, and
Mhm.
we're all just gonna have a good time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like you have like Gaki's awakening, right?
Mhm. Oh my
You have
god.
Kayla's awakening.
Oh my god.
You
Jack
see, Team Pharaoh is Team Pharaoh for a reason. So like,
no, Gaki, after she went to the Sydney showcase, I could sense the change, like, from across the world, like, she's all but, like, she was just so much more into XG after she saw them, like, it was
Yeah.
really like, feral activated.
Yeah.
Felt
Um,
you felt a change in the force.
yes, no, I felt a shift in the universe, like, the shift in the universe, and it was just after you
Just
see XG, like, it's
the
just a
butterfly
completely
effect.
yeah.
All the
So,
all the XG fans were like, "Ooh, we felt something." Suddenly, our
yeah,
power
It's
just
that
and
like
she
little
has
multiplied.
domino effect, like little meme or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh, but
Um
yeah, just
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I think there's just some groups that have a lot more queer fans.
Yeah,
I think, like, like, Mamamoo,
for
very,
sure.
very
For sure.
gay fan
Yep.
For
base.
sure.
Red Velvet, also a pretty gay fan base because I think they do, like, a yearly poll of, like, queer women in Korea, and they do, like, their top, like, idols that queer women like, queer Korean women like, and a lot of them is, like, Mamamoo, Red Velvet, and, of course, like, Sana of, like, Twice, but I think there's just some groups that have, like, really like, gay fan bases.
Yeah.
And then I think XG has a good mix of, like, different people from different backgrounds. So I
Um,
think XG really draws in also, like, older fans because of their, like, throwback hip hop stuff, and,
mhm.
like, people were like, "Wow, this is really refreshing seeing these girls, like, go, like, take it back to, like, the '90s and, like, the old school stuff and really show respect for '90s R&B artists that they like." So I think that's why XG draws fans from just all age
Oh,
ranges.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um
Mhm.
I think in K-pop in general though, like a lot of girl groups get like a bad rep in like especially Western culture, and we talked about this a little maybe earlier. Um, it's very bubbly at times, and I actually don't think a lot of like gay fandom is drawn to that. So like you see groups like Red Velvet, you see groups like even like New Jeans, like the newer groups, they gravitate towards these like R&B type groups more
Mhm.
often
Mhm.
because it's
I
Yeah.
like
do love
the
New Jeans, though.
what?
I do love New Jeans,
Yeah,
though.
I like New Jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and it's
I
also
think
like
the perception I had too was, like, when you're talking about, like, bubbly stuff, like, that was the perception I had,
yeah.
and, like I mean, Left Right was, like, played on the radio and stuff, like, it was one of
Mhm.
the songs that people were like, this is their, like,
It
breakout song in the US."
Yeah.
it was on a lot of charts, like Western charts too,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
as like
It's
top
a really
100
good song.
songs of the year 2023. I can't believe we're in 2024
Yeah.
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I
Mhm.
just again not really into K-pop. I find it very similar some of the K-pop that we've been watching. OGA has been doing like nightly K-pop watch. So I like it, but the more I watch, the more I'm like I really like XG.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So next topic we want to kind of go over is just kind of like the media, like what we've been watching. Uh, actually recently released the well not actually M2 Mnet. They recently released the first episode of X or Go, and that was a good like what was it 40 50 minute watch.
Yeah.
Winter Without You first take happened.
Mhm.
It's live the band version of Winter Without You, which everyone who watched the Shooting Star version knows how good that's going to be. Also,
Mhm.
Mhm.
for both of those actually. XG Days is just pumping out like all the stuff they've done in the like past 2023 like latter half. They've just like started releasing everything. And then the Billy New Year's event happened. So like right during New Year's they like I guess pre-recorded it, but there's like a lot of content that came from that too. Let's start with X or Go. That'll probably be like the bulk of our discussion to be honest cuz like it's the new reality show. This is what people wanted. Um
Mhm.
Everyone loved Three
People
Meals, right?
people were clamoring for more
Yeah.
variety show, eh?
Yeah, cuz it's so it's so good, dude. It's so
It's just so
funny.
funny. It's
Yeah.
just funny.
You get to see their personalities and them like being goofball. So, but
Mhm.
yeah, first episode you kind of got like the gist of the show. So pretty much you have like X or Go, and then one of them's like a bad thing, a bad thing, and then the other one's like normal, right?
Mhm.
Um, so what was the first thing that happened? They went to the thing, and they all picked the same thing, right? They all
They
picked
did.
go.
I think was it Go or was it X that they got the animal like onesies? Was it Egg?
Oh,
I don't remember what it was,
It
but I
was
think
all
that was the
go,
first
wasn't it?
option.
yeah, I think
They
it.
all were like they would go somewhere
Mhm.
and not care what people thought. They just
Yeah,
wanted to have fun.
Mhm.
and that's why they put on the onesies.
I
Yeah.
think it's
But then they were so embarrassed.
it was so funny. They were like, "Yeah, I don't care about what people think," and then they're like walking through
They're
like
like,
a
"Oh, I keep making eye contact." Maya's like, "I keep making eye contact."
so
Um,
funny.
yeah. You know what's funny is like when they got on that train and you knew something was about to happen.
Mhm.
Um, when Juria and Maya got selected for going off on their own, you know it was about to be a mess. You knew it
Oh,
was about to
yeah,
be.
I was like, "This is the probably the worst duo you can put together to, like, just go off on their own," right? And it's just
It kind of worked out, right?
I mean,
Yeah, kind
it
of.
Kind of
it
worked
worked
out.
out, and I just thought it was so funny how Maya was like, "Oh, Juria worked really hard." Because if you watch it, like, Maya was, like, running around screaming, just being, like, so helpless, and, like, Juria's, like, really trying to, like, find the directions on her phone. It's just so funny, and then Maya also just being so done with the game, like, just being like, "I really
She's
wanna
like
leave."
trying to put the food in the plate. He's like, "What? What? No."
And then she ended up just eating with a spoon after, and then them just being like, "Let's just take a taxi." She's like, "I don't care what people think," and it was, like, staff. Like, I don't know if, like, staff
Okay,
or she was like, "I
I
don't
feel
care
like
anymore."
I'm gonna defend Maya. I feel like there was a method to her madness, right? She's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do because Judy is gonna do everything for me,
Mhm.
right? And even when that song played, she immediately clued in that like that was something bad was gonna happen. She continued scooping food into her plate. She was like, "Yo, f this, right?
Yeah,
F all of this. Right? I want to eat." And then
she
at
was
the
so
end, when
done.
she was just like, "We need to get there on time," she immediately was like, "Taxi, let's go." She picked like the quickest solution to what needed to be done. So she's not dumb, but
Mhm.
she knows like I'll be taken care of. They're
She
not
knows
gonna leave
she can
me.
get away with it. She
Yeah,
knows she can
she's
get away with it, and
definitely like she's teetering that line where it's like rule breaking versus like following the rules. Where
mhm.
like
Yeah.
she's like definitely bending it to
Oh,
to her
Even
will.
even during their first show, um was it 3 days, the 3 meals
For
thing?
meals, yeah.
And she's just like lying there and be like, Jurin, feed me. And Jurin was like, okay, sure. And she just lay there and like took a nap and had
it's
Jurin feed
very,
her
like,
fruit.
youngest sibling energy. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can relate to that because that's how I am in my family. I just, like, basically I'm like, "Oh, I can't do it. Like, I can't do anything. Can you get up and do this for me?" I'm like, I'm bad," or, like, whatever. But I very much relate to that energy. That's, like, how I am at home 'cause as the youngest child. Um, but yeah, it's just so funny seeing her, like, being so done and but as you said, like, teetering the edge between, like, breaking the rules and, like,
Mhm.
I feel like at some point they were just like, "They're never gonna make it on time. They have to take the taxi because we have to move on to our next schedule." They have the what is it? The zip lining schedule that
Yeah.
however, like, whatever time you're like, "We need to just get there on time," whatever. Like, let's just let them take the taxi.
What's funny is they both got like the same food from like two different restaurants, and they both
Yeah.
had like a similar like challenge, I guess, like the extra go.
Mhm.
Which one would you pick? Like if you had a choice from the big chopsticks or the little toothpicks?
I would pick the
Toothpicks.
toothpicks. The
Toothpicks.
chopsticks are just they're just too
They're
massive to maneuver.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm already tiny. I would not be able to do it. Yeah.
Hinata trying to reach all the way over and
Oh
then
my
like
god, I wish
barely get it in her plate.
and
Honestly,
then
what a trooper. What a trooper.
She was also done with it though.
oh, yeah, and it
She's
was
like
just so sweet of, like, Cocona also to tell Harvey, like, I can try
the
the big
chopsticks.
yeah,
Yeah.
the chopstick, and they kinda just like, "Oh, we're having fun with it,"
Yeah,
so
we're
there's
all
nothing
like
more
sharing it, we're trying to get out, you know.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah. Um I think after that was the last thing they did was the zip line, right? Which
mhm.
went expected with Juria.
I just feel so bad for her because, like, there's all these mishaps along the way, like missing the bus twice, like, getting picked to, like, go like, to be left behind with Maya, and then missing the bus twice, and then when you get there, it's, like, a zip lining, and she could just see, like, this her soul leaving her body,
Soul left her body.
and,
Eh,
like, she couldn't get a break, and that
Yeah.
was Maya and Juria were, like, the stars of that. They were just so like, what
That
such
reminds me of
a
that
fun
question that
duo.
they had once for the girls where they're like, "Do you want to be left with 5 Mayas or 5-year-old Maya?" And they're all like, "Not 5 Mayas, 5-year-old Maya." And Maya's like, "That's rude. 5 Mayas is gonna be fun." And everyone's like, "No, no, we don't
So
want that."
funny. Oh my
But
gosh.
the zip line, didn't we talk about this, Adeno, in the chat where um I wasn't surprised that I thought like Harvey going with Julia on the zip line was good because like Harvey would be like a calming presence.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cocona would not be.
Yeah.
Right?
Cocona would
If
dive into her and like instigate a little more probably.
yeah, and
And
Chisa would just like try to hype it up, and that would make Julia a bit more nervous, and
Mhm.
everybody would just not be as calming as Harvey would be like, "Let's
yeah.
just go
That
I
was
think
together. Let's hold
Harvey or
hands."
Hinata would probably be in the best options.
Hmm.
yeah, that was really sweet of her to offer to go together. Yeah.
They're probably also realizing like Juria's been through a lot this year.
Yeah,
She
she was
had
going
all the
through
roller
it.
Been rough
coasters.
times.
Like her soul has left her body so many times.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how she's hitting those high notes.
Oh
um
my god. It's
That's
so
how
funny.
you train her,
yeah,
right?
there you go. But the thing is like she's not afraid to try things though. Like she'll always do it at least once and then if she's like, "Yeah, I didn't like that," then she won't do it
Oh
again.
man, I can't wait till like we saw the preview at the end of X or Go where they had like kind of a haunted house segment.
Oh no.
I
Oh
cannot
my
wait for
gosh.
that.
They're
I know,
bullying her.
yeah, I know Judy gonna be scared, but like I love watching stuff like that.
Who do you think y'all would be in these situations? Like, if you were, like, a member in XG, like, who do you think you're, like, most similar to?
Most similar?
Mhm.
Like on on the
I
X or
guess, like,
Go
on
show
the
or
just, like, I guess relating to the show, because like, I see a lot of myself in, like, in Juria and Maya, like, Maya in terms of, like, that youngest sibling energy, and then Juria in terms of just, like, I'm scared of heights and, like, I'm, like, just, like, always screaming on those rides and stuff, so I guess for me, that's like, that duo, like, I see myself in that duo.
Um, I would probably say because like if we describe each member and like how they handle like the spooky stuff, going back to 3 meals because they had to do like that walk in the dark, right? The
Mhm.
person who was probably the most cool was Cocona, right? She was
Mhm,
just
she was
like
like, "I like
chilling.
this
Yeah,
stuff."
she's like, "Hey, this is a nice night out. Oh, the stars
let's
look
put
great."
let's put the hand in this box. What is
That
it?
is
Yeah,
not
This
me, oh my
feels
god.
fun.
yeah. And then you have the opposite end, where it's like Juria, and then maybe what was it Chisa? Because maybe um and then like Harvey, Hinata, Jurin in the middle, kind of right.
Mhm,
So personally, I would probably go with Harvey, just because it's like it's almost that vibe where it's like, yeah, it's whatever until it becomes a problem, kind of
mhm,
deal.
mhm,
I think Jurin and Hinata would keep their crap together more. Uh,
mhm.
I probably wouldn't panic as much as Maya or Juria. uh, but I would definitely be like afraid, like in a haunted house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I would definitely I'd be very afraid, I'd be, like, freaking out the entire
You'd be
time.
like super loud, like the Maya.
Oh, yeah, I would be like, "Oh my god, I can't do this, I can't do this." I'd be, like, yelling the entire time. Yeah.
Would hope I would be like Kokona, where I'd be like kind of cool, like because I'm thinking we haven't seen enough of X or Go, so I'm not sure how this will pan out.
Mhm,
But
Mhm.
with like the 3 meals, Kokona was basically like, yeah, I can do this, right?
Yeah.
Let me support, right? Let me do this, and like having fun. But like I've been to one of these like Japanese style haunted houses, and they're
Mhm.
not fun. Man, they're scary. They're super scary. I went with my cousin. I pushed him in front. I was like, "Dude, like we got a key," and they're like, "Find the exit."
What?
This horror haunted house was called 13 Doors. There are more than 13 doors. You just have to get through 13 doors. You have to unlock these doors and find the right one. I'm
Oh
like,
my
nah, I
god.
don't like this. So it was just me pushing my cousin ahead of me and being like, open that door. Do it.
That's
Yeah.
spooky, man. I can't do it.
So
Um,
hopefully I'm like Cocona.
yeah. Cocona, ideally you're like Cocona in like that situation, but I, I'll definitely be like somewhere in the middle, like
You're
between
being realistic.
huh?
You're being realistic. Like
I'm
you'd be
be
kind of.
yeah.
I hope I'm like Cocona and Chisa because Chisa could cook.
Yeah,
I'm
there you
so
go.
impressed
Oh
with
my
Chisa.
gosh.
Honestly, she just took charge. I was just like, good job, Chisa. Very good job. But I might just be Jurin in 3 meals where I'm standing there being like, what should I do?
Jurin is, I mean, sorry, Chisa is who I aspire to be. Like fitness goals, like she is just she's interested in so many things, right? Like
Mhm.
when she
My
mentioned in
God,
her
I
she's
blame Chisa for everything. Now
yeah.
I'm on this whole new year, new me stupid journey where I'm
No.
like, let's freaking work out. Let's work out, Pengu. Let's get muscles. Let's work on my cardio
Oh
fitness.
my
This is
god.
BS, man. I'm
No.
dying.
No, so my I was showing my mom the 2023 number 2 and there were so many clips of I mean she was like a giga chat. She was like doing this thing like she was like being she was so there's so many clips of her just like working out and being fit and my mom saw that and was like you need to work out. You need to be fit. She literally she signed me up for a gym and I've been going for the past 2 days like because of Chisa. Like it's
Oh
very
wow.
real. The Chisa effect. Yeah, so I hit
Wait,
the
what
gym.
kind of gym? What are you doing? Are you
I have been
lifting?
doing, like, treadmills, and then she said she likes, like, hip thrusts, so I was trying hip thrusts and, like, working on, like, my glutes and, like, like, stuff like that, so, I mean, she's a big fitness inspiration for I
Mhm.
think for a lot of
A lot of
alphas.
people.
Like,
Hmm.
she's really, really fit, like, she's, like I wish I had her, like, body. That's, like, ideal body, but I'm still, like, very far off, but I'll work on it, Chisa, I'll work on it, so
She's just also like this big. Like her core
He's
is like
also like 21.
yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. That's true.
Yeah, we are much older, Daniel.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, I'm 26. I'm not much older. I think I
Okay,
could
so
work on that.
you don't have an excuse, but we do.
there you go.
Yeah.
Next up we had well this happened before, like last year, the Winter Without You first take, and then the It's Live Winter Without You version.
Mhm.
Um Obviously both of these versions were very different than the studio version. Mainly like Winter Without You was really, really good with for the first take. Like I was blown away. I think a lot of like reactors that I've seen react to it were like blown away by their live vocals. Do y'all have anything like to comment on that?
You first, Nine.
Oh, okay. I mean, I really like how they change it up from the studio
Mm-hmm.
version for both it's live and the first take. I will say like between it's live and the first take, I did prefer it's live more just because of the live band and like it felt more like lively, the live band, and that's one of the things that I would like to see at a world tour, even though it's probably not gonna happen, is like a live band. That would be absolutely insane. But, both of them were just amazing. I remember I watching, just like Chisa and Juria, like they're just like vibing with these like vocal songs. It's just like, and then Maya comes in, like she
Yeah,
throws out
Maya.
her vocals, like Maya is insane. Sorry, I've talked about this so much, but Maya is just like insane. The whole package, like personality, dance, rap, vocals. Like she can be a leader. She
Mm-hmm.
speaks English. Like she's so charismatic and just like she killed with her vocals. Like there's some parts that I didn't realize were her. Like until I saw it's live in the first take, and I was like, oh my gosh, like she
Yeah.
is
She
the
has a
whole
lot of
package.
ad
Maya
libs.
Maya
Mhm.
is sneaky. That's why I'm just like you can't like think that
Mhm.
she's like all over the place or whatever. Like at X or Go, I'm like there's some method to her madness,
Mhm.
right? All of
Yeah.
a sudden she's just like, "Oh, I'm vocals.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm taking a taxi. oh, like F what the staff say. I'm gonna use the scoop to scoop my food.
Mhm.
Right?
She's
Yeah.
definitely the ace where like she is an entertainer, like flat out, just an entertainer.
Yeah.
Like she's good at so many different things and knows how to like make people smile.
Well,
Mhm.
they all like trained really hard and competed against all of these people. There
Hmm.
must like we know that there's something about them that where they've like gone through all this training, they've gone all through all this competition. They've worked so hard to be where they are, right?
They are incredibly strong and incredibly resilient. Like, I could never imagine myself, 12 years old, going through that kind of training.
Yo,
I
at
could
12
never.
years old, I was still playing with Legos, man.
No, like, they are incredibly, incredibly strong women. Like, mentally, way stronger than me, like, way stronger than
Hmm.
I could ever be in that situation,
Hmm.
and just going back to the documentary, that's why my bias line, my
Team
team C is
C,
my bias line
Team
from the
C.
documentary, just, like, seeing what they went through and, like, how amazing they are now just, like, makes me so happy and, like, gives me like, they inspire me to, like, be better and,
Hmm.
like, achieve things that I, like, didn't think I would be able to do, but it's just amazing. So
I'm on
This
that
year,
same boat.
yeah, this year I'll definitely watch the documentary. I
Yeah,
haven't
you haven't
gotten
finished
to
it.
it yet. I haven't started.
Wait, you watched like the first or second
No,
episode, right?
no, I like watched the first part of it and then I saw a little bit of like the preview of it
Oh,
and I was like,
Simon,
nah, I
yeah.
can't. I
Because it's
cannot.
like the first couple episodes are definitely like you want to know what's gonna happen more, but then that's also like kind of rough to watch, especially if you have like kind of
Mhm.
like a traumatic experiences from that kind of atmosphere. It's
Mhm,
actually like
Mhm.
really hard to watch.
mhm. The competitive atmosphere,
Hmm.
like, that's definitely, like, yeah, like, I've been in some situations like that where I'm kind of, like, pitted against other people, and, like, that definitely brought back some memories of, like, like, that's how I know I'm not as mentally strong as them. Like,
Hmm.
I could not thrive in that environment, but
Yeah, they're like
Add in
top
that environment.
3% in Fortnite.
yeah.
Yeah.
I said they're top 3% in Fortnite.
3%, oh my god.
Um, for so its live was the band version. You said that you would want like a band like on the world tour. That's actually an
Mhm.
interesting idea. Do you think that they could probably do it too? I feel like.
I think that would be I haven't seen that many, like, live bands for K-pop tours. I think those are really for, really, really big groups. Like, I think Blackpink had
Mm,
a band,
yeah.
'cause that was, like, the only other, like, I mean, that was, like,
You
my
know what
first
that reminds
concert.
me of? When New Jeans was on which stage was it? It was
Lala.
in yeah, yeah,
Lala.
yeah. And then they had a band for a lot of their songs too, right?
Mhm,
I actually do want to see that with XG. Like they've sung I've seen them on those live shows, but like when they perform with on stage, when they did their showcase,
mhm,
um these were songs that weren't different, right? They weren't stylistically different. They were basically the track songs, right? So I
mhm.
would like to see an acoustic version. I would like to see them
That would be
like
amazing.
Hmm.
right,
Mhm, and one
right.
thing I wanna see more at that what I thought at the showcase we'd get more, like, their Vox stuff, but we didn't see that, but I would love to see that at the world tour, like, them doing their, like, Vox, like, the rap line doing their stuff.
Yo,
Hmm.
Australia got spoiled,
Yeah,
man.
Austra
What's funny is they don't think they got
That was
spoiled because
BS.
they didn't get a shooting star.
just it
Oh,
it
they're
so many other
spoiled. That's how
things.
you know they're spoiled. I didn't get shooting star, but I got Vox, and I got all of this other
They got
stuff. But
Vox
like,
and they got
shooting
Just
star.
Stand
Just
Up.
stand up.
Yeah.
Sorry, Australia.
Just
Yeah.
Stand Up, the prequel to Winter Without You.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right.
It's
Um
just yeah.
so we had so the live vocal versions of Winter Without You. XG Days, a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff. Them traveling, to Sydney, they're traveling to Abu Dhabi, uh going to like the amusement parks in Japan. We
Mhm.
got a lot of memes from those, especially the Juria memes. Her
They're
pointing.
doing pointing.
That's so good. Um And then we ended the year off with the New Year's event Billy, which they pre-recorded because there's a lot of leaks and stuff about them
Mhm,
being there like super early and stuff.
mhm.
Um, do y'all want to go through those real quick before we get to our next topic?
Yeah, I mean, we were really spoiled, like, within that period of a month. I remember there was a time where we were, like, in the server, we were, like, waiting for oh, like, we're so behind on XG days, like, people were, like, everyone but now there's, like, so much content, it's like, "Oh my gosh," like, there's a lot to catch up on.
Yeah,
I found myself, like, being behind on content because of, like, how much was coming out, and I'm just glad because, like, I think there was some fear from some people, like, after the showcase, there's gonna be kind of a lack of
a
stuff
lull.
coming out, just yeah, like,
Mm.
because they've been going so hard for, like, the past few months, like, literally, like, comeback after comeback, like, traveling to all these different places to perform. So I feel very, like, grateful that there's just so much content coming out, um,
Actually, on
but
that note, we talk about like them like churning out content. Like before their showcase, they filmed Extra Go. Because
oh,
someone like saw like a screenshot of like Juria's phone, I think, and it was like in November. Yeah, I think they even mentioned it was like November in the show
yeah,
itself.
and
Oh,
because at
working
that
really hard,
time
eh?
Yeah,
yeah, at that time, I remember in X or Go, Juria was saying we're the same age, so Juria was 18 at the time, and
yeah.
then after the showcase so yeah, crazy. Like, literally
They fit that
working
in somewhere, and then this was like immediately after them going to like Abu Dhabi and like Sydney and stuff. So
mhm.
it's
Literally
like,
worked
where did
overtime
this come
nonstop.
from, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, they've been busy in that content wheel, you know.
Mhm. And
Hmm.
I really enjoyed the Billy sorry, Pangu, if you wanna jump in, like, feel free.
No, no, go
Yeah,
ahead, go ahead.
the Billy content was really nice because actually, after I showed, because they when they performed, they have the Chinese, like, translation of the lyrics underneath it, and I showed it to my mom because she listens to Exy, but she doesn't really understand, like, what they're saying and stuff, and, like I mean, she knows English, but it's just hard for her to, like,
I get it.
understand,
Yeah.
you know? So, when she saw the lyrics, like, when she saw, like, "female empire," like, the way it was translated, she was like, "Oh my gosh," like, wow, like, this is what they're saying about they're saying about building a female empire, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, their songs are really positive and great."
Mhm.
And I was talking to her about, like, oh, some people were mad about, like, puppet show lyrics and stuff like that, which is, like, so stupid, and I showed her, she was like and she understood, she was like, "Wow, this is a great message for younger girls, like, into XG," and, like,
Hmm.
she and I asked her, like, "Do you have more appreciation for XG now?" She's like, "Definitely, now that I, like, saw their lyrics." So I think it was really nice of them to, like, be exposed to, like, Chinese fans and Chinese speaking fans, and it was so nice of them because, like, Chinese is my first language, but obviously, like, my English is a lot better now, but, like, just seeing them try to speak Chinese and, like, guess the words and, like,
Hmm.
it was just so sweet seeing that, and I think, like, a lot of, like, Chinese fans really appreciate like, Chinese speaking fans really did appreciate that, so I think, I would love to see actually do more stuff in China, and, like, that stage was really well produced, like, the back, like,
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
effects in the back and, like, their transition, like, the outfit change of them, like, just shoo, and then, like, the outfit crazy, like, and the camera work was great, so would love to see more of their activities in China.
Mhm.
I'm very impressed with where they go actually because a lot of pop stars they'll be like, okay, we're gonna go to these locations. Maybe because I don't follow K-pop a lot, that I think like they're like, oh, let's go to America, let's stay in Korea, maybe stop by Japan, but like I don't see them like a lot of them won't go to Abu Dhabi, right?
Mhm,
Correct me if I'm wrong. Uh,
I
China,
I think
like it.
some of them do because like the K Fest thing was Abu Dhabi, like it was like a bunch of
Mhm.
groups, but it's also like
Yeah,
not everyone goes there all the
it's
time.
not, it's rare. I don't hear about it. I don't see it
mhm,
much, right? So I'm again because I'm not in K-pop much,
mhm.
but
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, this is interesting to
Yeah.
see how like they branch out into like other countries. Of course, they're doing like international pop. But like you, Nine I was very
Mhm,
impressed that they went to China and that like they like it was like an opportunity for the Chinese alphas to see XG. And I think I was like on Twitter now X, right? Still
Mhm.
calling it Twitter, but they were saying how like they never got like they would never get the chance to see it. The only time they
mhm,
can like really catch the news is on the Alphaz app because like
mhm,
everything else is blocked.
Mhm.
Um and that's a little bit sad as a fan, where I'm just like, well, like I'm just waiting for this, and I can't even search the rest of the world to look for more content when I'm starving for content
Mhm.
always, right?
Hmm.
So I'm happy for the Chinese fans,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
I
And I
think
think like
the go
yeah.
ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I think the only other, like, for K-pop in general, I think Europe is a little starved for K-pop because like they don't
Hmm.
they don't get a lot of tours and stuff going
They
through there.
always complain too.
Yeah,
They're like, nobody comes to Europe, and I'm like,
which
Europe's
is
expensive,
weird.
man.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's also because like I think it's a harder market for them to penetrate into compared to like the U.S., which is strangely more open to K-pop. But it's also like the Asian like fan base in the U.S. is already big, and then a lot of
Mhm.
people are like like anime and then other stuff like Korean dramas are huge now here
Yeah.
too. So yeah, well, go ahead. No, no.
No, but I wanted to say like yeah, it is rare to see like when we see K-pop artists of perform like Abu Dhabi, like places you wouldn't think like K-pop would perform. It's like very specialized events where it's like we're gonna bring these
Hmm.
K-pop groups in, but like when they're doing their world tour, it's really not a world tour. It's like a bunch of US places and there's like
Hmm.
Japan, Korea, and then like they go to Australia and that's that's like it for
Hmm.
their world tour, right? So
Yeah.
it's very rare to see them perform in like like places like Abu Dhabi where
Yeah.
Yeah.
but so I really do
Because when they
appreciate going
say
there.
world, they mean the Western world, where I'm just
Yeah,
like, well, that's not the world, right?
Yeah.
Like, we
I
have like all of Asia and, South America and like everywhere else. So why not
mhm,
everywhere else, right? That's
yeah,
the world.
Yeah, I mean,
mhm,
some of those they have to be like part of another act too. So
mhm,
like K Fest and stuff. There's like a lot of groups going back to back to back to back, or
yeah,
like
Hmm.
even like the Singapore F1. There's like a lot of groups there, and there's
mhm,
also like the F1 race naturally.
mhm,
So like
yeah,
they were there, but it was also like when you think of World Tour, it's like their own event. It's like the showcase in Japan. It was
mhm,
just them, right?
yeah,
And
And
like
I know
you're,
you have to like figure out your audience and how many people are buying tickets
hmm
and venue and all the logistics of having a world tour and making sure that you have the right venue and enough people going to that venue to make it worth your while. So
mhm,
you
I get it,
also
but
don't
I'm
want to
still
have
like,
like a massive like thing rented out for like a night and then no one shows up because
mm-hmm.
yeah,
that's
Knock on wood.
honestly like a detriment, like for your brand it's like a huge detriment. It like makes you look bad,
Yeah.
like that
yeah,
would be pretty embarrassing.
mhm, yeah,
um
But
which
XG's showcase sold out and then had to
had
extend
to
for
extend,
one
yeah,
more. Yeah.
mhm,
which is really
Very
good,
happy about that.
which is really good.
Yeah.
Which
mhm,
I think we'll get similar kind of things with like the world tour because like the most competitive ones are gonna be like LA, right? Like to get
mhm,
tickets and stuff because like they have to have a large enough venue for that one. If it's like other cities scattered around, you probably won't see it as
mhm,
much. Like they'll have like a smaller show, but it might be like the smaller shows might be like the better shows too because it's more intimate.
mhm.
You might be like closer to the front or something like that. So
Oh
I
my god.
wouldn't, yeah, I wouldn't like cut out like not seeing like a random place in Oklahoma or something, right? Like you don't want to like you should still go
North
if you have the
Dakota
chance.
stop for Jake.
Yeah, North
Actually,
Dakota is it. There's a show in Fargo, and he has to drive 3 hours to get there.
bro, I would still go. I would go see Jake.
Yeah, I'll go see Jay. But yeah, speaking of World Tour, what I mean, they've already elevated the game throughout all last year. 2023 was crazy, right? We started with Shooting
Mhm,
Star, we ended with
mhm,
Winter Without You. There's so much content in between, and they like slammed it all at us at the end too.
mhm.
First showcase in Japan, so much happened. Where does XG go from here? Like they're obviously gonna try to elevate, right? There's no way they don't. They're a female
Mhm.
empire.
Yeah, they're female empire rolling with queens.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's
Where does
only
XG
one
go?
way they can go, and that's up.
yeah.
Mhm. XG going all the way. They're going to the moon. That's where they're going. They're
Yeah.
going beyond
Yes.
they're going to Mars, okay? But World Tour, obviously, people have a lot of expectations for what it is.
Hmm.
I do hope we get to see more I don't like I guess more packed into because I know during the showcase, there wasn't like Vox and we also didn't get to see Tippy Toes. So I hope that they do get to perform all of their songs along with some Vox and stuff. Well, I don't know. I don't honestly. I don't remember how long the typical concerts are. I would hope maybe like 2 hours would be
Hmm.
a good one. And also, I mentioned a live band. Where's actually go in terms of new releases? I would love to see a full album. And in that full album, I would love to see subunit tracks. Like, I have really
Mm.
been looking forward to more subunit tracks, and we mentioned this a couple of times in terms of, like, which subunits we wanna see, but, like, for a lot of people, like, Juria and Cocona would be a really great
Hmm.
subunit that we haven't seen before just because, like, for, like, Cocona's, like, deep voice and rap, and then Juria's, like, high-pitched voice, right? Like, those 2 mixed together, I would love to see that unit, and maybe just, like, more, like, different combinations. I wanna see more Maya singing. I want Maya Vox.
Yeah.
Um, and one thing that I really, really want to see that we only got
Yo,
from
Maya vocals, Juria rapping.
Oh my and she's working on her rap.
Yeah.
She's been working on her rap. Yeah, I would really love to see them, like, mix it up a little bit more. I know, like, for Red Velvet, the rappers do sing, but I also wanna see the vocalist rap. Because for Red Velvet, like, for those of you that are familiar, like, Wendy's also a great rapper in addition to vocalist, and I think during, like, Chill Kill, their latest comeback, she was rapping.
Hmm.
So I would love to see that, like, Juria rapping on one of their title tracks, like Chisa rapping on one of their title tracks, or,
Wait, wait,
like
wait. I have another thought. Jurin and Chisa duet.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
that would yeah. Mhm.
If it was
Yeah.
like the like like how in the R&B sometimes they have like the
Yes.
rap and then like vocal interlaying back and forth, I would love to see that. They kind
Mhm.
of did that in Winter Without You, and like I'm a sucker for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it's I keep thinking of this Japanese song. I forgot who like the male artist is, but the female artist is Aoyama Thelma, and they did one where it's like baby boy, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then like this guy raps on he raps in between, and it's just so good. I'm like,
Mhm.
I want something like this. I want like that nice again R&B, just a sucker for R&B, right?
Hmm.
But I also want some really good hip hop tracks. Like they've been experimenting with like different sounds. I love TGIF. Love it, love it.
Mhm.
Um what is the summer song? Jesus Christ,
New
man.
dance, new
Dance.
dance.
Yes.
I'm not gonna do it. I don't
Yeah.
want to get shift again.
So you have it's gonna get gypped.
Yeah.
So I they have that, but like I want them to do like roll back into R&B and hip hop. I want them to always fall back a little bit back into R&B and hip hop
Hmm.
and
Mhm.
then to other things. But what I want doesn't matter. Right? Whatever they'll give me, I will take.
Yeah.
I
And,
think for like the subunits that they already have with between like Vox and tapes, I think there's like one combination of the like rap duos that they haven't done yet, right? Because they did Show You Can with Maya Cocona. They did Chill Bill with Jurin Harvey. They did
mhm.
uh Maya Harvey and then Jurin Cocona. So we're missing
We haven't
we haven't done Harvey Cocona and
mhm.
Maya Jurin.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah,
missing
yeah,
those
yeah,
two
yeah,
still.
Yeah.
So
mhm.
I can see them doing that at some point in the year.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Again, just, like, more combinations
Hmm.
of, you know? I would also like one thing that I really want to see again that we only got for Shooting Star was recording behind the scenes. And
Mm.
I really, really, really I was hoping that they would drop one for like one of their
Winter
company.
Without You one? Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, I really hope they do one for each of their songs because I just love hearing their raw vocals, like how they work in the studio and like just like seeing artists at work.
Yeah.
So that was something that I really hope to see that we've only gotten for Shooting Star, but it was actually during the showcase feedback form that they sent out. They were asking like what kind of content you want to see. I put that like for sure. I was like I want to see more recording behind the scenes. So I definitely want to see more of that. But like other content, we're so well fed. I mean,
Yeah.
we're so well
We're
fed.
fed.
Like, yeah.
It's also diverse
Same.
content.
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
gluttonous, so I want more. I want more of everything. Just give me what you can give me. Give
Yeah.
it to me now.
Mhm.
I'm just so
Yeah.
impatient.
And I
Yeah.
also hope it for the world tour, they also maybe have some, like, meet and greet opportunities
Hmm.
for the world tour. I don't know, like, how they would do it, but hopefully we get some more of those opportunities.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Mm.
Um, last topic before we get to our game. Um, we've had a few clips from interviews where, like, the members are goofing around a little bit. They're voicing like certain characters, like anime characters. The Billy interview comes to mind immediately. Like, they had an
Mhm.
interview where like they had to introduce themselves as part of the group using like
Mhm.
anime voices. And obviously, like, Chisa had like the goofy like glasses one. Hinata had like the super deep dad voice one. They had some goofy ones in there. Like, so what is each member's stereotypical anime character?
Like, which anime character would
Or
each
yeah,
be?
yeah, because like
Or like
like
a
in
stereotype, like
yeah,
they're like
because
the
there's
main
always like
character
the
or
the this guy, right, like the glasses Megame.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't watch enough anime to know, like, the typical.
You also have to watch a lot of like school anime, like
Mhm.
to have like the full on experience. Maya, I feel like
Hmm.
I'll start off real quick. Maya's definitely like that crazy like girl in anime, like the fangirl.
Uh-huh.
She
I can
immediately
see
has
that.
those vibes, and like she had like a really good anime voice, like during the
Well,
interview
Maya
too.
yeah, Maya's voice is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
She's
surprised
a
if
voice
some of them
actor.
voice act. Yeah, voice act later.
She's a voice actor, yeah.
Be nice. Like I said,
Um,
I'd take anything from them.
I mean, I don't really know about, like, stereotypical, like, an anime stereotypes, but I guess, like, Cocona would be, like, I mean, she is the young prodigy. I
Yeah,
is that, like, the
no, that's a
stereotype of, like,
stereotype. It's
just
like the
a really cool, like, quiet kid who just, like, destroys everyone.
yeah.
Like, finger snap, boom, everything explodes,
She's
right? Like,
Detective
that's the
Conan.
vibe I get from that's the vibe I get from Cocona.
Yeah.
And Jurin is the one that everyone swoons over. Okay, so I've been watching Nana, the
Uh
anime
huh.
Nana, and it's literally like people have already drawn the comparison of like Nana, like the one
The
that's in the
dark
band,
hair.
like, really cool, the dark hair, and like people have already made that comparison. But also when I was watching Nana, like the other Nana looked a lot like Juria, maybe not in personality, but like just like
Her hair.
looked a lot. Yeah, the hair and like just the way the character design looked a lot like Juria, and it just felt like Jurin and Juria in that anime.
When she covered that IU song, um, she had like the similar hair, like the
Mhm.
orange hair, and then
Yeah.
yeah, I can see that.
Mhm.
I'm
Um,
quiet because I'm thinking of all the animes that I know, and I just can't. I'm
Trying to
just like,
think.
oh Jesus, they're not. I can't think of anime stereotypes, but I can think of like separate animes for all of them,
mm-hmm.
like
Okay.
Hinata and all of them as like main characters of that anime. So Hinata would be Skip and Loafer.
Oh, I
It's
haven't.
about this. You haven't heard of it? It's
No.
about this girl who comes from like a small hick town, right? Goes to the big city and then like joins a school and like her school life with all of these characters where she's just like, oh, all these like big Tokyo like fashionable people. I'm in this big school. It's going to be great. But she's just like this girl from like the Boondocks.
Mhm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very cute, very like wholesome. um, I guess that's kind of how I feel of Hinata because she's the main character is kind of like goofy, but like she's like wholeheartedly loving her life and
Mm-hmm.
like trying her best, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Chisa would be. I feel like she would just be in like one of those shonen animes where it's just
Kiza's
like a
kinda
lot of battling and like a lot of fast movements and not much dialogue, a lot of like slapstick.
I think of that episode, like the sports complex or something they went to, and she had like the baseball bat, and she had it like this.
Yeah.
yeah, she's like Mhm.
Yeah,
He would be in like a comedy, but like in action comedy
yeah, action comedy.
She's like the
as
main
like the
character
main character. Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, the main character in, like, honestly, she gives, like, her goofiness and, like, how, like, loud she is kinda reminds me of, like, Naruto. It's not they're not
Yeah,
exactly the
the
same, but,
Date
like
Bio.
yeah, the very, like yeah, just that kind of energy, like, very high energy and, like, just always, like, goofing around. But also when you get down to it, they're, like, very serious, very determined, like,
Hmm.
total badass. Like, that's the vibe that she gives me. Um, yeah.
Oh, Harvey would be just like a schoolgirl romance. Just like a nice
Let's go
kind
ahead.
of schoolgirl romance where she's just it reminds me of what was it? A Silent Voice?
I haven't heard of that one.
Mhm.
I haven't watched it, but like the preview of it reminded me of her, where
Yeah.
Mhm.
it was just I think it's supposed to be sad. Okay,
Mm,
actually scratch that. Scratch that.
Harvey would be, like, kind of like the quirky one.
yeah.
Like she seems, like, really normal, but then you see, like, her room and it's, like, weird dolls and stuff. I mean, she said she collects, like, weird
Yeah.
dolls, and you're like, "Oh, like, she's definitely, like, quirky."
What's the
She's the quirky friend.
what's that show? Never mind. There's no point in trying to remember it.
Mhm.
There's like a show where like the main character has like a different life at home versus like how they are at school.
Oh,
It's definitely
She's
Harvey.
perfect at school, but at home she's like in a onesie and she's
Yeah,
lazy
there you
and she
go.
doesn't
There you
want to
go.
do anything. That one,
yeah.
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 Oh, Juria is Hamtaro or
Yep.
Pikachu.
I'm
One of
dead.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect. On point.
yeah. And like Cocona also in Pokemon,
Hmm.
but she's Squirtle and first season Squirtle with the sunglasses, just
Yeah.
leading a gang,
Yeah.
right? When she's like,
Squirrel
I'm
Squad.
just gonna be doing this. Yeah.
Squirtle,
Yeah.
Squirtle, Squirt.
Mm.
What is Maya?
Maya is chaos, man. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine's
she's
chaos.
who.
everywhere. She's like that chaotic friend in the background.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who's that one that's always, screaming? Oh, the one in what's that anime that Inosuke's in? The one that Demon
Demon
Slayer?
Slayer. Demon
The
Slayer.
one who's, like, always screaming?
Yeah, Inosuke. He's
That's
got the
Inosuke?
like
No,
the
not Inosuke, the other character. What's his
Zenitsu.
name? Zenitsu, yes! That's Zenitsu vibe. I was like, "Ah!" Like,
Yeah.
really scary. Yeah, that's the vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's always the screaming character. That's Maya.
All right, we're gonna move on to the game. This episode's game is called This or That. In the game, I'll give you two options. You can pick the same option. Both of you guys like get the option to like say which one you pick in the explanation. Better
Mm.
explanation will win. And we can all like kind of discuss it and stuff like that. We'll alternate who goes first. With the guest going first. So
Oh,
what that means is like you get to pick, and then Pengu picks from the same options, and like whoever has the best explanation. Just making that I'm trying to make that
okay.
clear. There's
Okay,
five
okay.
total. They're all XG related. Um,
Oh my god, I'm nervous.
you're nervous? Oh my goodness.
We win
I'm
something.
I'm going straight for your heart with on this first one.
Okay.
Number
Oh god.
one, Juria with
Oh my god.
bangs, without bangs.
Oh my god, you can't do this.
This or
That's
that.
between your like, it's like asking who your favorite child is. Oh my god.
Hmm.
Oh
I'm so glad I'm not going first.
Well, I mean,
oh my
you have the
god.
same one. You just have to
Wait,
have an
so
explanation.
if I pick, like, one of the options, she has to pick the other option and explain?
No, no, you can pick the same one. It's the better explanation wins.
Oh my
So it can be
god.
as stupid as like weird as you want. It can be
Honest
funny.
Come on, Julia Bias, do something.
give me the forehead. I love a big forehead,
There you
okay?
go.
Like, iconic. Like, show me those brains. Like, it means you got a big brain, okay?
There you go. There you go.
Show me that forehead. There
Okay.
you go, that's funny.
Thank you. What's yours?
It would be bangs,
Bangs?
definitely.
Definitely bangs.
Okay.
Okay. What's your
The
reasoning?
reason the reason why is like don't kill me, but like when I first saw XG, I could not tell Chisa and
Yeah,
Julia
A
yeah,
apart
lot of people.
yeah.
during
It's very common.
yeah, especially during Tippy
Tippy
Toes,
toes.
right? when she was on the staircase going up, I was like, "Who the hell is that? Is that?"
Is that Chisa? Is
And
that
yeah, and then who's in the elevator? And that's obviously Chisa. So who was in the car? Is that Chisa?
yeah?
Like, who is that? So I need
Who
Banks
are
to tell
you?
them apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you? So
Which I feel like
Banks.
now it's not as big of a problem, especially if they like color their hair and stuff. But like,
Mhm.
especially their debut, it was a problem because like a lot of people didn't know them yet.
Mhm. Even during Left Right, they had the same wig. Like you remember, there's that one GIF of them doing this, and then it's like it's Juria and Chisa, and they had the same wig with the bangs. Like they look
Mhm.
Oh,
so similar in that one.
oh wow.
Wait, I need to look it up.
I feel like at the beginning they were still trying to do like we need to make them palatable to more people. So let's make them more stereotypical idols, right?
Mm. Yeah,
Longer
a lot of
hair. Let's not take any risks, right? So let's do the hairstyles were things that we've seen before. But when we look at the later videos, you see that their hairstyles have all like gone a lot more personalized,
yeah,
you know?
personalized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
that's why I say bangs.
All right. The
Mhm.
winner
Or you
is.
get to pick?
All right. Okay, you guys can pick.
Well, I can't pick.
Win. I win.
Exactly. So like, okay, I'll pick. Okay, I'll pick. I'll pick.
Wait, sorry, I just sent the GIF. You need to put that GIF in there
let
that I sent.
me look at it real quick. Yeah. Okay, I see. I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna pick. I actually really miss the Juria without bangs, even though I personally like bangs a lot. So
Mhm.
like, I think the her being able to reclaim her forehead would be a good arc.
Bangs ever.
Yeah,
Remember during KCON LA best bangs ever.
and like she should be able to expose her brain.
Mhm. Let the brain let your
Not the
brain
brain.
breathe.
All right, next one. Another maybe difficult one. I don't know. Pengu gets to go first this time. This or
Nah.
that. Maya, oh my god, versus Hinata Gremlin Laugh.
Hmm.
Complete silence.
You've broken me. You've broken me. Shit.
Hey, they
Sorry, you
have to
can
be
bleep that
kind of
out.
hard.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Um. Okay, which gremlin laugh though?
What do you mean?
Like a full out gremlin laugh, or is she like
You know the
kind of
like
snickering?
that one, like
Yeah.
where
But does she have sound with it, or does she not have sound? It's
with
just like a
sound, with
face she
sound. For the
pulls.
for the sake of argument, with sound.
You know, she pulls like a lot of faces. I
Yeah,
love
like
it.
she'll be
Right?
like,
Yeah. That's like a grimace, grin, smile, right?
yeah.
Oh. See, Maya uses it so much that I could not imagine me without it. Are you saying like it's cut out completely, or you just like pick
No,
one?
no, just pick one. Which one,
Oh, oh,
and then your argument of like why you would pick that one.
Hinata's gremlin face, right?
Gremlin.
It's so, it's just so cute. It's adorable. Every time I see her, I'm just like, oh, this little baby laughing like this, right? It legit reminds me. I have I'm old enough that my cousin has a baby, and this baby, when it was like really young, when it smiled and it was like super happy, it would have that gremlin face laugh, right? And
hmm
that's every baby has that little right? And I'm like,
she
he
does
not
it
never
so
lost
much during
that.
three
Yeah,
meals too.
yeah.
Mhm.
All
And
right,
even during like this one, X or Go,
it's
she
already
was still
started.
making faces in the background. She's like
Mhm.
kind of like laughing in the background and you kind of see it, or even when with the chopsticks when she's like making faces.
Yeah.
She's just a character. I love her.
All right, Nai, which one do you pick?
Okay. I have to go with Maya, oh my god, because I feel like that's just I relate to that so much. And I feel like I just really do relate to Maya's kind of like Leo chaotic energy. I'm a Leo myself. And just her being like so dramatic about everything. Like, oh my god. Like I relate to that energy so much. And I was talking about this with a few alphas because she went to an international school in Japan, right? And I also went to an international school. So I just feel like that kind of energy, like the California girl energy, like
hmm
that she gives off. So that's why I have to go with the Maya. Oh my god, and also because like there is a whole compilation that Nate put together of the Maya. Oh my god, it's just iconic. There's also a sticker in the server that's the oh my god sticker.
Mhm.
So I have to go with that one. It's also I like it's so noticeable now that like every time she says it, I'm like, oh, there she said it again. Oh, there she said it again in like their interviews and stuff. So I have to go with the Maya. Oh my god.
There's a
Okay.
drinking game to that, eh?
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah,
We
No.
that
haven't
has to
we
be.
haven't attempted it because we're like, we're gonna
Ooh.
die.
All right. Winner is Hinata Gremlin Laugh. I'm gonna go with that one this time to make it a little competitive.
Oh,
It's
you're pitting us. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I,
You don't
I
have a
I
rhyme or
actually like
reason to
both
this.
explanations really well. Also, the members for Maya's Oh My God, like all the other members have like started using it too.
Oh, yeah.
They've
Like
been
chisa,
infected.
juria.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you said that part, I would have been like, "Yep, her."
Yeah.
um, Next one, number 3. This time, Nine goes first.
Okay.
Jurin tongue versus or Harvey wanting a kiss. I broke her.
You can't do this to me. You picked the two gayest things and you asked me to pick it like
It's all according to plan.
oh my god, bro. This is hard. Honestly, this is harder than Juria with or without bangs, bro. Oh my god, Harvey. I I have to go with Harvey wanting a kiss. Yeah, I have to go with it. It's just an iconic moment that brought I think that like the fact that there's a whole sticker that like people use so much and it's like my most used sticker and that moment itself is just so gay. It's just so funny the face that she made. I have to give it to Harvey. And it's also always like it's not just that moment. There's so many different like their two latest reels, like Harvey's like trying to like kiss Jurin and Cocona. And then like during that one, I think they did something for Spotify, and Cocona was like, I'm passing a phone to someone who always blows kisses at the other girls, and it's like Harvey like doing kisses. It's so iconic. I just love that about Harvey. So I have to go with Harvey wanting a kiss.
All right,
My final answer.
final answer. All right, Pengu.
Gonna lose this one?
What?
Because I have no reason. It's just as soon as you said that, I was like, Jurin tongue.
That's the
I
the
was just like,
Jurin
Jurin
bias
tongue.
in
There
No.
is
closet.
no rhyme or reason to it. It's just like she's the first. She's she's Jurin, and I see her, and I'm speechless. It's just
that's what
it's
Sour says. I see Jurin. I like.
I I res- I can't even talk. It's just Jurin,
Yeah.
right? It's nothing else. There's nothing else. You just said that, and I couldn't think of anything else.
It was immediate. It was
It was
immediate. It was
immediate.
like it was
And I couldn't.
instinctual.
Yeah, I couldn't give. I just I can't. I can't, guys. I'm done. I'm out.
All right.
So yeah,
So by default, Nine gets the point. But
because
yeah,
I can't.
that's a really hard one, by the way. I think a lot of people would struggle. Um, People in the
Because I can't
comments, put
eloquently
your.
say it. But like we all
We
know
all
that like
know.
this is actually like a perfectly good explanation. I became just like an utter mess where I'm like it's just stutter stutter stutter
We literally
like
talked about gay panic earlier, and it
yeah.
caused
The
it.
yeah, I mean to be fair, the collection of like Jurin tongues has grown. There's like a literally, I think in Sour's server, there's just like Jurin tongues, like it was just her like posing with her tongue, like it's iconic. It's
It's
iconic.
iconic. All right, number 4. Pengu goes first this time. This might be maybe easier. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Chisa's abs versus Hinata abs. Quiet.
Just what the hell, man, dude. Ah, I have to think about about it.
When you say Hinata abs, I know the exact picture you're talking about.
Exactly,
The
exactly.
Hinata
exact
abs.
picture.
The
Yeah.
left-right picture.
How did you know I was gonna say Hinata abs? I was like, it's so, it pops out, it takes you by surprise.
Mhm.
You're just like, I know what you want, what? Bam, abs, and you're like, whoa, girl, where did
Chill.
those come from? Right, chill, don't kill me now, right? Like, holy hell, Jesus, Adeno.
You really you did not come to play,
I
okay?
did
You did not
not.
come
What
to
is
play
this?
today.
I had
Yeah, at
to
least
up
prepare
up
me.
my game with the games.
Yeah, it's Hinata abs. Just
Okay.
because you don't see them coming and they're just like bam.
Yeah.
They're well defined. I very much like appreciate them. I can see her working very hard on them, and like I see that Chisa's been working really hard on hers, but Hinata's in that video looks effortless. It's just effortless abs. Right?
The picture that everyone always posts and people are just
Oh my
like,
god, that's the
It's
picture.
well defined. It looks like she's like taken, I'm gonna go into like pure bro mode where she's like taken her protein, she's worked on her obliques, right? It's not just like the front, right?
yeah.
It's like the whole thing where it's tight and it's packed and it's a solid mass, right?
Personal trainer Pengu comes out.
Yeah,
There you
I'm
go.
just like, yo, I've been at the gym. I've been seeing people. I know like the protein intake that they've been having. Even in all their like XG days, I'm just like looking at their food,
Mhm.
and the gym bro in me is like, okay, so I see that they're doing no sugar here. They're looking for protein because every time they go out, they're just like, we need protein. I'm like,
Yeah.
someone's keeping them on a diet. When they
Well,
went to
even
like New York,
Sydney, like when they went to Sydney and Chisa was asking the guy, "Do you have a protein
yeah.
shake?" Yeah.
What was very apparent was when they went to New York and they're like, "Oh, no sugar, no
Yeah.
sugar flavoring." Right? I was just like, "Ooh, someone's on like pure no sugar."
Yeah.
Right? Where are their carbs?
No
What are
fat.
they doing? Right? Like no fat. Um that worries me a little bit because I feel like they're growing girls and they should eat more. So I appreciate Hinata's abs a lot. All the points I said before
Yes.
about like being tightly packed.
Tightly packed. Okay. Nine.
Immediately said Chisa abs. Chisa's abs. She is the muscle mother. She is what inspired me to go sign up for a gym, to go work out, and it's just
Your
I
mom signed you up for a gym.
well, I mean, I choose to go. Make that decision myself. I choose to go to the gym. She is my inspiration. And I mean, I have like I remember like the first picture I saw of Chisa that I really wanted to save was like this one, the iconic like
Oh yeah.
just iconic to me, and like Chisa's abs, like muscle mother. Also like her on the beach with this, like her abs are insane, and like I love how she's really embraced the whole muscle mother personality and like
Mhm.
flexing her muscles. So I have to give it to Chisa. Because she's the one that like inspires me. She is like body goals for me. So I have to give it to Chisa.
Okay.
I want to
Okay.
rebut. I want to rebut.
You want to rebut? Okay, go.
Is it abs Chisa or is it arms Chisa? Huh?
I mean, it's all of
Is
Chisa.
she
She is
iconic arms or abs?
I mean, it's both. The question is abs. It's Chisa abs versus Hinata abs.
Which is
I
why
mean, it's
she's more iconic for arms, but Hinata is abs.
It's a bit of both.
I
Cause there, here I'll post that. I'll post that GIF, the most recent GIF of like Chisa lifting her shirt and
This
just showing off her
this
abs.
podcast, you're gonna have to put a picture of like both of
Everything.
those.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, here are the pictures for comparison. On this side is Hinata's. On this side is Chisa's, and then you should put a poll in the comments.
think I mean for me it's still muscle mother for me.
Yeah.
Like both abs and arms or whatever. Like Hinata's abs iconic. Um, Chisa just has the muscle mother title, and that just is iconic for me. So I have to pick that.
You know, I was leaning Hinata abs at first, but since you got inspired to go work out, which is a very good thing, I'm gonna go with Nine just for the inspiration.
And it's just like I've also been talking to Kayla a lot, and she is always constantly sending Chisa pictures. So that I'm kind of biased in that way. I mean, like Osaka sisters,
Yeah.
TC is my bias line, so I'm definitely biased in that way.
Doesn't
Um,
Kayla also ask Chisa her workout routine every like alpha app?
oh yeah, I mean she's saying she likes working out. Like Chisa was like, I like working out my butt, and I also like doing hip thrusts and stuff. So I mean, those workouts, I was like, oh, maybe I should try those workouts and like try working on my glutes and whatever. So, um, yeah.
All right. Last one. Last one. So technically Nine already won. We're still gonna do one more for the sake of yeah. Okay.
It's okay. I think we're all winners here
Yeah, we're all
because
winners because like
yeah, we're all winners.
you
We're
guys
talking
know how
about this.
much you guys been spoiled now. So
Oh my
Even
god.
though I love Hinata's abs, but I agree with Chisa's abs too.
yeah.
I'm
You agree with them. I agree with both of them. They are both way more fit than I am, so like it's really
we
just
both
like
agree with those abs, like
I
they're
agree with
actual
their
people.
abs. I want like they have ideal bodies, and I wish I could have those bodies, but I have to work hard for that. So
Oh.
Okay, last one. Cocona Bowser. Okay, this one technically goes to Nine. Cocona Bowser backpack. Okay.
oh, that is so iconic.
Or
Oh my god.
Cocona with a giant hat.
I'm constantly okay. I love the Bowser okay, this you really had me at first. I was like, definitely coconut Bowser okay, but Coconut with the big hats is just like it's just too funny to me. It's just so cute seeing her. She always has, I mean, especially during their which photo shoot was it where they had, was it the billboard one? Where
There's a
she had
bunch. There's a
I mean
bunch.
she no, I mean I literally requested an edit of like Coconut with like a really, really long I have to give it to the coconut hat just because it's so funny to me, and I know like coconut Bowser Papa is so iconic to everyone, but
Yeah.
for me it's like whenever I see coconut, I was like, oh my gosh, she has the big hat again. So I just think it's so cute because they always put her in like hats. I've noticed like headwear. I've noticed that
Yeah.
in their
Her
stage.
Chisa and sometimes Hinata. But
Mhm.
Cocona always gets like the giant beanie or like the
I
big
mean,
like jumbo hat, like
mhm.
the like baseball cap.
Yeah, she gets the jumbo hats. I have to say, this is such a targeted question, but it has to be the coconut big hats.
Wait, what?
It has to be the big hats, the
Okay.
coconut
Yeah.
big hats. Yeah.
I
Pengu.
like I like both.
Yeah, it's hard. It's this or
I
that is
it's
hard.
hard. I feel like it shows it shows like it just shows her as like the baby. It makes her look even more like a baby, and I love it, right? Like the big hat, I'm just like, look at the little baby in the big hat, right? And then the Bowser backpack, I'm like, look at the little baby in the Bowser backpack. Everything makes her
Oh,
a baby.
cute.
Anything Fukona does, makes me happy. Makes me look at her and be like, I wish for you nothing but joy and happiness. And if big hats and Bowser backpacks make you happy, I want you in them all the time,
There you go.
right? Yeah, I don't have a. I'll give that win to Nine because I feel like we all win.
Dang, 4 to
We all win.
1.
We're all winners. Ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding,
we're
ding,
all
ding.
winners. We're all winners here.
Yay!
So that's gonna wrap it up for this podcast. It's been quite some time. We got
Jesus
our
Christ.
yeah, we got our guest here, Nine Go Go, Gay Gay
Hello.
No No.
Yes.
Do you want to go ahead and plug your socials and your social or your stream?
Yeah, sure. I don't stream about XG. I stream about keyboards. I think some people know me from the XG left right keyboard. So if you want to, I guess like if you want to plug anything, like plug that video because it's more related to XG. But
Mhm.
yeah, the custom commission left right, my like iconic song, and I commissioned this, and I talk about the inspiration behind this keyboard, and I'm actually wearing the same shirt that I wear in the video. But I want to plug that. Check out that video because it's also XG related, but very, very special board to me. Um, but yeah, thank you, Adeno. Thank you, Pengu, for being awesome hosts. This was really, really fun.
That's good.
Yeah, I just love talking about XG with Alphas. It's always an amazing experience, so I really appreciate that.
All right, and if you want to plug your Fortnite account information, okay.
Yes.
All
Phase that gaze. Yes.
right. um, Pengu, got a few words to say. You can plug your stuff too.
I don't have much stuff. I guess if people want to find me, I'm on OGA Discord. Usually I'm on really late. I'm in the what I would call the retirement home with a whole bunch of old alphas watching K-pop videos and talking XG. A lot of times we're just watching XG stuff
Hmm.
and wondering when we can go see XG live.
Mhm.
I'm
I need
so jealous of you, Nine. Honestly, Jesus.
it was like, I mean, seeing actually was amazing, but also seeing just like being together with alphas, like everyone being so passionate is crazy. The
It's the
environment
community, right? I hope,
really.
okay, I hope with this that I plug like OGA, like the Discord there, and Alphas on Deck, because I want to see if we get more, if people watch this, if we get more global alphas, right? I want
Hmm.
to know more J alphas. I hope Chinese alphas can get on. I hope like Korean alphas are worldwide alphas, right? So we can like connect and then possibly meet somewhere, because like the fan stuff is what brings us together too, and
Yeah.
is part of the reason why we're here, right? If we
Mhm.
had like, I think like a toxic fandom, then I don't think we would have as much fun,
Mhm.
right?
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
All
think
right.
that's why I stay off Twitter. It's too chaotic. Too chaotic for me. Yeah.
Only good
Alrighty.
vibes here.
Mhm.
With that said, that's the end of the Alphas on Deck podcast. If you are interested, like I said before, we have the Alphas on Deck Discord to discuss the podcast and anything podcast related. We also have the OGA Discord that Pengu mentioned. We mentioned it a lot actually throughout the entire podcast. So big shout out to OGA. They brought us together. Like we got to meet a lot of different fans from
Yeah.
Alpha's community outside of the app. So the app is also available.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh wait,
that's
I
it.
forgot to thank
Oh,
you, Adeno.
oh, thank you, thank
Yes.
you,
Thanks
Thank you,
for,
Adeno.
thank you.
yeah, thanks for having me on as a co-host, and thank you, Nai Nai, for being an awesome guest with your
Thank
strobe
you.
lights in the background that are.
Oh, thank yes. It reacts whenever y'all speak. So
Yeah, I'm just like every time I speak, I'm just like, is it reacting to my voice? It is.
yeah, I don't. I just have y'all on speaker. So yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that's it. See you guys next
Yes.
time.
Thank you, Adeno. Bye,
See you.
alphas. Bye.
Bye.